What's up, Texas wrestling fans, and welcome to the Red River Shoot. I'm your host, the hashtag Certified Mark, here with my co-hosts.
The voice of the MPX Kyle Smith, co-host.
We have, of course, our favorite wrestler's favorite DJ, the one and only Snowman, Tony Snow.
I'm fine with that. It's better than the other co-hosts you tried to book. So.
Just Plan C or the other?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Plan B, Plan C, Plan D. I'm Plan F. Is that what y'all are saying?
No.
I got F's in school. It's fine.
Okay, there we go.
That doesn't surprise me. But either way, we are just now finishing with Red River Wrestling's Resurrection, and wow, that's a mouthful right there.
History-making night.
It definitely was a history-making night.
Red River Wrestling has been around for almost 2 years. I've had the pleasure of being commentary for them the entire time. And this is the first event we've ever done outside of the Sherman Elks Lodge. And I think it was a success. Shout out to MPX. Shout out to the MPX Event Center. Shout out to Mr. Pruitt and the Palmers for hosting us tonight. They were very hospitable, so thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's like made things fairly comfortable for us, of course.
It did. It's home.
Yeah, but we had some incredible wrestling tonight, and let's go ahead and start off with, honestly, one of the better tag team matches. We had Grizzled Brutality.
A new tag team.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Ryan Davidson, Shiva.
Well, new in the ring. They're a tag team outside, but new in the ring.
It was fun for me to see, Ryan was our Red River champion for a while.
Yep.
He had that dust up with Shane Taylor, lost the title.
Yeah.
And then they had that little, thing in the ring where Shane put his hands on Shiva.
Shiva cost him the match,
So, I think it's cool to see Ryan and Shiva teaming together.
Definitely.
And, because a united front, what's better than that, right?
Absolutely. And they were a united front tonight against BD Brawley and Johnny Lyons. And I got to say,
team. They actually wrestled each other last month.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got to say, this team up was actually pretty interesting, to say the least.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's a little bit of a difference between Brawley and Lyons.
I was impressed, though. They had frequent tags in and out.
True.
And they actually worked pretty well as a team.
Yeah, I mean,
just because he's short, he's still built. He's still strong.
He is.
Don't toss you around.
Shout out to Lyons though for actually standing up to Shiva.
And honestly, admittedly, that may have been his. That was his mistake.
Me, so yeah. No.
Yeah.
She scares everybody.
Yeah. But in the end, that was his mistake, getting in Shiva's face one too many times. Is between Shiva and Ryan Davidson, they pretty much destroyed poor Johnny Lyons.
Yeah.
Thus coming away with the win themselves. And then after that, we got to see a match that we didn't need to see a match. We watched a murder in this ring as
y'all want to see a dead body?
Yeah, as Nasty Nick Nash made his debut here at Red River Wrestling and decided that he was going to call out whoever was in the back was man enough to stand up against him. And, he had the misfortune of summoning a storm.
What is Tim Storm doing in Bedford? He shouldn't be
He's
here.
everywhere. He's like Santa Claus. He's everywhere. He sees you when you're sleeping.
Storms are everywhere. So
Yeah.
My grandma, when I was little, she told me, be careful what you wish for. You just might get it.
And he got it.
He wished for a fight. And boy, did he get a fight.
And he got it good.
He did, but let's be honest. How good was Nick Nash against a former NWA champion?
That is true. That is very true. Nick Nash being able to even stand up to him at all was impressive as it was. But unfortunately...
Nick Nash immediately left the ring and said, you know what? Nah, I'm good. But no, he took up the challenge.
But here's the thing. Sitting from Nick Nash's point of view, whether he won or lost tonight, he still won. And he had a master class with one of the greatest of all time. I'm sure he learned a ton tonight in that ring.
That is absolutely true.
And, we saw the mops earlier, and even now, right now, the mops are still going.
You see that greasy spot over there?
Yeah, I know.
That's where the man bun fell out, right there.
A little wet for, some people in the front
But then after that, we had a championship match last month. We actually got to watch.
3.
Yeah.
3 title matches tonight, y'all.
But this championship match was the Oklahoma Championship. Last month, we got to see Edge Stone take on Aaron Eagle one-on-one to become the #1 contender to take on the final boss, Exodus Prime, the Oklahoma champion, here tonight.
Again, and no disrespect, I know you're there, who wants an Oklahoma championship?
People that like legal weed and topless women. Weed's legal and women can go around topless.
Wait, they're topless?
Yeah, Oklahoma. Weed's legal, women can go around topless.
Well, we got half of that.
I got to go to Oklahoma. Yeah. We have topless women?
It's
I
legal.
mean, strip clubs, but I mean,
So-
you know.
It's legal anywhere,
Really?
man.
Two things I want to point out about this.
Can
First
she go
of all,
topless right now?
Edge Stone.
No? Okay.
Edge
But yeah,
Stone-
let's talk about the
Edge
rap.
Stone, former Red River champion himself.
Oh,
Yeah.
This guy ran roughshod through Sherman, Texas, left for a while, went to collect belts all over the country, and came back and had his shot against Exodus Prime. And I have a feeling Exodus Prime's my dude, right? He's been a dominant Oklahoma champion.
Mm-hmm.
But just last week, you were there, he was involved in a tournament to win the Texoma, Texas title. And he kept talking about he was going to be the first one ever to hold both titles. Be
Oh,
the
yeah.
World champion, Texas and Oklahoma title.
yep.
I think he was so focused on that, he lost sight of Edge Stone. And he ended up leaving here tonight with neither title.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's possible. I don't like talking about the tournament he lost in because, you know, the winner, not so great. But it was,
Like
again,
you said.
Exodus, I feel he was at disadvantage. It wasn't anything goes. We saw what Edgestone had to do in order to beat. He had a styrofoam cooler. You know how, again, y'all may disbelieve. You know how bad styrofoam hurts?
That really does hurt.
burns.
And it's not biodegradable at all.
It burns.
Honestly,
skin.
it's almost as dangerous as Lucky Charms. We've seen
Just let
that
me
too many
point out,
times.
though- that was my idea too. Anyway, just let me point out though, shout out to Malico. Let me point out, man, Exodus Prime's the first one to introduce weapons. He was the first one
Touche.
to use a weapon on Edge Stone.
Yep,
Yeah.
that is true. And Edge Stone took everything Exodus could throw at him and more, and still came away our new Oklahoma champion.
Yeah, but for how long? Because as soon as
true.
he went to the back, look who showed up back there.
Yeah. That we'll get to that in just a little bit.
Wow.
Because after the intermission, we came back and we saw a match that had been brewing for a while.
Another
as
title match.
Fly Death. Zach Zilla, Warren J, going not one-on-one, but going tag team wrestling.
You said the name wrong.
Did?
Regulators.
No,
It's
no,
Warren
no.
J.
Okay, hold on,
No, no.
guys. I spent the day with Teddy Long. I got this. So next up, players, we had ourselves a tag team match.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Fly Death taking on Franco D'Angelo and Bane Bailey, the Weapon and the Bionic Gorilla. Whew, this was a brutal match to watch, and not all in the way that I expected to see it either.
The most brutal thing about it, well, two points I want to make. Number one, you know, Fly Death's been the only Red River tag team champions ever. They're the inaugural ones, and if you ask them, they're going to be the champions forever. But
Yeah.
this was the stiffest competition they've ever had since they've been champions. They have not met in any tag team. They've not stood across from anyone who was bigger than Zach Zilla, and both of them were bigger than Zach Zilla.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that is absolutely true.
And they got the crap beat
Bane.
out of them.
Bane is huge. Franco's huge.
But what happened? You had to bet. You were sitting right there,
Yep.
Kyle. What happened at the end there? Because I saw Franco just drop down off the apron and he said a few choice words. Like what?
It looked like he was displeased with his tag partner.
That not liking how good the rookie has come up. It's one. I think it's that.
He's a hater.
Yeah, it's one of
Oh,
those
so
lessons.
Franco's dry hating.
I mean, it's one of those lessons. Hey, you should be better. I thought you were better. This is a lesson. I don't think that they're gone with the tag titles, but it's a lesson to be like, hey,
So do you
this
think-
is your fault.
So you don't think that tag team's done? You think that they're
I
still going to
don't,
stick
I
around?
don't think so. I think Franco was trying to teach the young man a lesson. Because let's be honest, Bane's a little young.
He's very young. He's fresh out of training.
Yeah.
Yeah, but unfortunately, in the end, it was Fly Death coming away with the win, retaining their tag team championships. And then we got to see...
We're in Texas. It's going to happen.
we saw another murder, to be perfectly honest, as Brick Savage came out and took on Izzy James.
We did. I think it's a little shocked because, you heard some fans. They said Brick was a... Can I say it?
I think it's late enough. Yeah, I think, yeah.
Brick's a bitch. They actually said that. And
Yeah, can you believe that?
I mean,
The statements of the fans are the statements of those on them alone. Please don't
Yeah.
hurt me, Brick. I didn't say anything of the sort.
it's true.
I made sure to lean away from said fans as soon as Brick caught it.
And, on commentary, I actually kind of called this an upset because I didn't really know much about Brick Savage.
Yeah.
Everyone was leaning into Izzy James. He's a local legend here. He was
True.
the first ever training class of MPX.
Yep.
We saw him running at the end of Stephen Kirby's final match.
Yep.
Like, it could be argued that this is Izzy James's house.
It is.
And so for him to come back, kind of a homecoming, and get met with a loss from Brick
Yeah.
Savage, and then what happened afterwards?
Oh yeah, that's when
Exactly.
Brick Savage decided he has already made an impact here. He's going to take, basically etch his name into the stone that is the story of Red River
I say
Wrestling.
what you did there.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw it,
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
That was clever.
As he basically challenged,
He's
threw
good
down
for
the
1
challenge
year, so we're
to
screwed for the rest of the month.
to Edge Stone.
You gonna start opening doors next? Clever.
But we'll see how that goes. I mean, the Oklahoma Championship, we've seen it defended in some hard matches. And,
And
well,
two of champions, Dane Griffin, Coyote, Exodus Prime, Edge Stone. So we'll see if Brick Savage can add his name to that storied list, man.
oh, yeah,
True.
definitely. But then after that, the main event, what a main event we had. Shane Taylor, the Red River champion, the VIP champion. I only saw 2 belts this time.
Yeah.
Did he lose one?
Appears that
I
way.
don't know. He's only had those 2 for the last couple of months.
Okay.
Might have lost one.
So, yeah, it's like...
He might have decided his time with one was over because Shane
Yeah.
Taylor never loses titles.
That's very
he-
true.
He decides that he has other things to do.
Yeah.
And so he blesses the next person with said title.
but
Yep.
he was
STP
taking
doesn't
on...
lose, bro.
No.
They don't lose.
But he took on a former fellow ROH, wrestler, a former IWGP Tag Team
Yep.
champion in
Kingdom, baby.
Mike Bennett.
The Kingdom.
Boston Strong style. Back then, that's the thing. Like, hey, we're in Texas. I love Texas. That Boston Strong style is something different.
It is, yeah,
And
no.
I'll tell you the underlying story and plot behind this whole match. You kind of saw it in Shane's promo. Mm-hmm. Mike Bennett's out here on this journey with Boston Strong style, real life Rocky story, trying to tell the world you can do anything you want if you try hard enough.
Yeah.
Shane Taylor is the direct opposite of that ideology.
Oh, yeah.
He says, you know what, man? No, only the strong come out
Yep.
there. Only people that go out and take it get it. So Shane was trying to stop Mike from wasting his time tonight.
I don't think Mike Bennett wasted his time tonight. I think that match was incredible between the two, and it could have gone either way. But in the end, Shane Taylor came out with the win on this one, retaining his championship.
Well, again, it's that champion's advantage of they wanting to keep that title. Mike's got to beat Shane. Shane doesn't necessarily have to beat Mike. He's going to because he wants to prove his dominance.
I was going to
but
say.
he doesn't have to.
Shane Taylor didn't take any shortcuts here. He didn't take any low blows, nothing like that. He stood in this ring face to face with Mike Bennett, faced him like a man, and still
he
came out on top.
Fought him. This was a battle of a wrestler against a fighter.
Yes.
And look who came out on top.
That's
Yep,
true.
absolutely. And
Now, I got a question for you, though.
Yeah.
Because we've seen the past 3 months since he's been back, Shane Taylor has obliterated everyone that stood in front of him. Red River's going to be back here August the 12th. We already know that Gary J and Moonshine Mantell are going to be on the card.
Ooh.
Get your tickets now.
And
folks.
you thought Bennett and Taylor was physical.
But here's the thing. I don't think Shane's going to take too kindly to the fact that the champion isn't the one getting the promotion for the next match.
Very true.
I agree with you
So
on
my
that.
question being, who's going to stop Shane Taylor? Who does Robert Langdon and the board of directors from Red River put across the ring from Shane Taylor that has a chance to stop him?
That's true. Obviously, there is a lot of bad blood between Robert Langdon and Shane Taylor here. Physical bad blood between the two. And honestly,
Okay, let's be honest. At that point, do you want to try to stop Shane Taylor? Just endorse him. He's a good fighting champion.
he is.
He's beat everyone.
I would say-
Shouldn't Langdon kind of take a step back and just let Taylor do his thing?
I would say to a degree, Langdon, in his quest to try and strip Taylor of the championship, he has been promoting Shane Taylor, and Shane Taylor, of course, promoting himself, Shane Taylor Promotions,
Yeah.
of course. Honestly, putting him up against some top talent, some hardcore rookies, obviously just, putting the cream of the crop against Shane Taylor.
Yeah.
So, honestly, I think even though he's trying to stop him, he is endorsing him in his own way.
It's a way.
So who takes the title off Shane Taylor?
I honestly don't know.
Stand toe-to-toe with Shane Taylor and survive.
I mean,
don't know.
honestly, right now,
one
the
name.
way he's
Give me one
going,
name.
right now, I don't think anyone can. I mean, he's got that huge match at the Texas Indie Showcase for all the titles. Brian Keith for Shane Taylor. And as good as Brian Keith is, I don't know that even Brian Keith can hold out the Taylor.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's like I can only think of one name that might be able to stand up to Shane Taylor, and as far as I know, he's being undeniable elsewhere.
Yeah, the pretty boy killers.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see in the future. I'm excited to see who Robert Langdon is going to put up against Shane Taylor next, because of course, we've got Texoma next Friday as well, and I'm looking forward to that definitely.
So make sure you join us. the 15th, Sherman Elks Lodge.
Oh yeah,
Texoma Pro
definitely.
Wrestling.
Oh, hey!
Hey, look at this
Talking
guy.
pro wrestling. What are we doing
Talking
here?
about Boston Strong Style. We just talked about your match, Mike Bennett.
Yeah.
We had
Oh,
a
yeah.
showing tonight,
I
and
know.
I'll tell you what, from the promos, from talking to him beforehand, I didn't really feel a lot of respect coming from Shane Taylor, but
Right.
after that match, it was evident that you earned his respect,
Oh,
he earned
definitely.
your respect. What's your takeaway from this match tonight, Mike?
That's the name of the game, right? I think you get to a certain point in wrestling where you're so focused on you got to be champ, you got to get to this company, you got to do that, you got to do this, you got to get there, you got to do this. And at a certain point, you get so sick of it that you just get to the point where you just want the respect of your peers, you want the love of the fans, and everything else just comes after that. And tonight, what I loved was I felt like Shane started out, didn't respect me. I've had the most respect for Shane most of my career. I didn't like that he spit in my hand. I thought that was gross. But at the end of the night,
That means he likes you.
I think so, right?
It's
He
not
left-
very honorable.
He left his. It's not very honorable. He left his mark on me. But I'll tell you what. At the end of the night, I got what I came here for, and that was the respect of Shane Taylor. I've been on the Mike Bennett Redemption Tour. Boston Strong Style's all about the Mike Bennett Redemption Tour. Getting respect from people like Jonathan Gresham. Getting respect from people like Shane Taylor. That's the name of the game. I lost, but I'm going home happy.
Yes.
Yeah, that may be a loss on the books, but definitely a victory, especially with the fans behind you like they were and getting the respect of Shane Taylor. Honestly, it was fantastic to see you. I'd love to see you
and
again.
I was going to say, I'll be honest. Even if it's not here in Bedford, I want to see you in Texas more. 'cause
Oh, yeah,
you are
I got to
amazing.
tell you, the first time I met Mike, I was working with Ring of Honor years ago. Shout out to Matt Taven. Since then, I've worked indie shows with him. This is probably the 6th or 7th show I've worked with him. And you keep getting better every time, man.
Yes.
I don't know what it is you're drinking up there in Boston. I don't know what's in the water. But whatever you're doing, man, it's an inspiration to us,
It's
man.
that Sam Adams. That's what it is.
Keep it up, man,
Thank
whatever
you,
you're
guys.
doing.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
definitely.
Appreciate you guys.
Oh, definitely. Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Mike Bennett,
That
guys.
was awesome.
No,
That
it's-
yeah.
Mike Bennett's one of
So,
those. If
how
you
do we
don't know
how do
who
we
he
follow
is,
that, guys? How do we
I
It's-
think we can.
you
All we
can't.
can really do is say, keep it kayfabe, wrestling fans.
see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Yeah.
I'll see you in 2 weeks. Let's get
2
it.
weeks.
Mark out.
Technically, it's next week, though, isn't it?
Yeah.